We'll solve one more problem which is based on riveted joints. First, let us understand the given problem. This is one of the horizontal group of riveted joint. Okay, find the diameter of the rivet shown in the figure. The maximum shear stress, the maximum shearing stresses on the most heavily loaded rivet is 56 Newton per mm square. 56 Newton per mm square. So in this problem also we need to find out the X bar, the CG of the rivets. Then we need to find out the length L1, L2, L3, and we need to find out that angle between that primary that direct shear load as well as the secondary shear load. Next, finally we need to find out the direct shear load, secondary shear loads on each rivets. We need to find out the maximum resultant load, and finally we need to find out the diameter of the rivet. That is our ultimate objective of this particular problem. Okay, first let us find out the CG. The CG of the rivet, that is the first and foremost important step. This is the figure which is subjected to this problem. The load which is acting, there is a load which is acting on this particular joint is 12,500 Newton. At what distance? 250 mm. This we will call it as a E. Okay, so 250 mm. First we need to find out the CG of rivets. CG of rivets we need to find out. So with respect to this we need to find out X bar. X bar is equal to x1 plus, here we have 3 rivets, x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by the number of rivets. If you substitute that, okay, always you consider this as a reference. So from that, if you substitute that x bar x bar, so in that you need to consider this as 1, 2, 3. So with respect to that you need to find out x1, x2, x3. So with respect to this 50 plus 50, so is equal to x1 100 plus x2 is equal to 50 plus x3 is equal to 0. So with respect to this number of rivets 3. So if you simplify that, x bar is equal to 50 mm. 150 divided by 3 will get 50 mm. Same way we need to find out y bar, because here there is no horizontal, there is no vertical riveting process, so that y bar is equal to 0. Okay, y bar is equal to, I am directly assume that because of no vertical, the vertical rivets are not present in this particular the joint. So next what we need to find out, we need to find out the length we need to find out. Find L1, L2, L3 and cos theta 1, cos theta 2 and cos theta 3 and E. This is the values we need to find out. So from this figure I will directly consider that from this figure, this as considered as this will consider as L3 and this will consider as an L1. Okay, so from that we can find out the L2 will become 0 here. Okay, this is a CG. So from this, okay, so L1 is equal to 50 mm and L2 is equal to 0 because of this is the center of gravity. So with respect to this problem CG, and L3 is equal to 50 mm. So this is the 50 and theta 1 is equal to 0. So with respect to the previous problems, they have clearly explained that theta 3 is equal to 180 and E is equal to 250 mm, which is given in the problem. Okay, next what we need to find out, we need to find out the direct shear load. Direct shear load on each rivet. Direct shear load on each rivet. How to find out the direct shear load on each rivet? So FT is equal to total load divided by number of rivets. So that is equal to 1000 to 12,500. This is a load which is acting on this particular joint. Number of rivets we have 3. If you simplify this, we'll get 4,166.67 newtons. This is the direct shear load on each rivet. Okay, direct shear load on each rivet. Next, what we need to find out? We need to find out the secondary shear load. The secondary shear load the secondary shear load, we know the equation. F1 is equal to F into E into L1 divided by L1 square plus L2 square plus L3 square. If we substitute that value, we know the value of F 12,500 into, we know the value for E 250 plus we know the value for L 150 divided by 50 square plus 0 square plus 50 square. If you simplify this, F1 is equal to 31,250 newtons. This is the value of F1. Same way we need to find out F3 because F2 is equal to 0. So L2 is equal to 0. So anything will multiply that, it will become 0. So here F3 is equal to F1 into L3 divided by L1. So substitute that values here. So 31250 into L3 is equal to 50 divided by 50. If you simplify this whole term, we will get 31,250 newtons. That is called an F3. It is called an F3. Since CG passes through rivet 2, there is no moment on rivet 2. There is no moment on rivet number 2. Okay. Next, what we need to find out? We need to find out the maximum resultant load. Maximum resultant load. So the rivet, so with respect to this, the rivet 1 is the most heavily loaded rivet. So F for maximum is equal to square root of Fd square plus F1 square plus 2 times of F1 Fd cos theta 1. So substitute all the values into this equation. Fd we know the direct shear load on each rivet, that is 4,166.67 square plus we know the value of F1, that is 31,250 square plus 2 into F1 and Fd, that is 1066.67 into 31,250. 31,250 into cos theta 1 is equal to how much? We simplified that cos theta 1 is equal to 0. Cos theta 1 is cos 0 is equal to 1. So here if you substitute that values into this equation, we'll get the value. So here cos 0 is equal to 1. Cos 0 is equal to 1. If you simplify this, we will get around 35,416.67 newtons. This is a value. Okay, from this we can find out the diameter. So the diameter of the rivet we can find out. Diameter of the rivet we can find out. Also FR max, the resultant load, is equal to pi by 4 d square into tau. We know the value for FR maximum, that is equal to 416.67 into, that is equal to 5 by 4 into d square, we need to find out, into tau, which is the allowable stresses in the problem, that is the shearing of the heavily loaded riveted joint, which is given in the problem, that is 56 Newton per mm square. If you simplify this, we will get d is equal to 28.4 mm. 28.4 mm. So from the table number 13.2, from table 13.2, the standard diameter of rivet d is equal to 30 mm. D is equal to 30 mm. This is the problem with respect to this horizontal group of riveted joints.